Today, family members, and today is the final T20I between India and South Africa. But prior to that, there have been a lot of other developments that have taken place in the world of sports. Now we are entering the test match season, and you've got two test matches that are going on side by side. One is England versus India, the women's test match that is happening at the DY Patil. The other one is Australia versus Pakistan at the Optus Stadium in Perth. Before I get to all that, some major news that is there around Mohammed Shami and what all he spoke in Agenda AajTak in this just yesterday. Now, remember, Shami has spoken a lot of things about the World Cup loss, about what he wants to do for India after the World Cup loss, what happened. But Mohammed Shami has slammed the trolls for some baseless rumors that were circulated during the India versus Sri Lanka match and also during the World Cup. In that, Mohammed Shami has slated that yes, if I wanted to do the sajda, if I wanted to do the prayer, why I can't do it? I'm a proud Muslim and I say it. I'm a proud Muslim and I have the right to pray wherever I want to. So, some trolls really focused upon Mohammed Shami and say that no, he can't do the sajda, he can't do all these kind of things. He said that I want to do it. I was not going to mean anything malicious about it. There was no malicious intent in that. So if I want to pray, if I want to celebrate, why I can't do it? So he basically slammed the trolls, stating that some malicious and baseless rumors were spread during the World Cup, during the India versus Sri Lanka match in particular, where many people said, oh, he wanted to do the sajda and all those kind of things. But again, remember the sajda controversy which was there, it really sparked up because of what Mohammad Rizwan did during the Pakistan match against Sri Lanka. So that's why that was a bit of a problem. So the major takeaways in that agenda AajTak interviews was that on the World Cup, on what he wants to do for India, how India coped up with the World Cup final loss, and it comes on the development of a very interesting thing. Mohammed Shami has been nominated for the Arjuna Award. Remember, every single year, the government releases a list of athletes who will be nominated for some high civilian awards in that sense. Mohammed Shami is one of them. There is an entire list that who all are there in it. Mohammed Shami, Vaishali, who recently became a chess grandmaster, they both are been recommended for the Arjuna Award. But at the same time, Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty, these two have been nominated for the Khel Ratna Award. The Khel Ratna, as you know, is the highest sporting honor that you can get from the government of India. So, big development as far as Mohammed Shami is concerned when you look at his particular state of mind. Remember, very open debate. You can check all that out on Sports Today as to what has happened, who all were there in that, and how did he explain his pain, India's pain. He addressed the trolling, he addressed how the pride that he felt from where he was. And because of that, it was a very eye-opening interview in a lot more ways. Now let us shift our attention to the world of cricket and Australia versus Pakistan at the Optus Stadium in Perth. Australia won the toss and chose to bat, and David Warner put on a show in his supposedly last international series because he's made 71 at lunch. Australia were 117 for no loss. Pakistan were just found wanting in all aspects. They just never turned up for that particular session. Shaheen Afridi was thrown apart. Every Pakistan bowler was put to the sword by David Warner. Usman Khwaja at the other end was really looking solid with 37. Now, more sessions of toil await Pakistan at this point in time. If they do not get regular wickets, then their Australian summer might really be a long one indeed. So, great start for Australia at the Optus Stadium. They haven't put a foot wrong there, and one hopes that Pakistan put up a bit of a fight. Because remember, if it becomes one-sided as it has been ever since 1996, then more questions will be raised on whether Pakistan need to travel to Australia on a regular basis then. So, that is one major thing that is going on at this point. Pakistan are literally in trouble at this point with 117 for no loss during the lunch break. Now let's see how Australia responds after the end of this lunch session. At the same time, after about close to a decade, India women's team are hosting a test match, and it's England who are coming up. India won the toss and chose to bat, and there India made a good start but lost one wicket there. So this 4-day test match that is there at the DY Patil Stadium will hopefully bring about a result. But yet again, close to a decade, India are hosting a test match here, and one wonders as to why so little test matches are there for women's cricket. And it comes in the backdrop of a very interesting suggestion by Harmanpreet Kaur as to why can't we have a WTC even for the women's team? A World Test Championship final where all the teams play each other. Why can't that happen? So that is a really interesting thing because Harmanpreet Kaur said that it is a good idea to have the World Test Championship cycle. But yet again, the disparity will be there. One-off tests between each nations, but only the women's Ashes get a 5-day test. Now, it is the trend that is going to start from now. The other nations just get 4 days. So why must there be such a disparity? And that is why a World Test Championship final might not necessarily be a bad idea when it comes to women's cricket at this point in time. So India made a fast start but already lost 1 wicket at the women at DY Patil. So their actions hotting up even there as well. For Pakistan in Perth, it's not a good situation at this point. So we are now gearing up for the third T20I also against India versus South Africa. Remember, India can't win the series. They can only draw the series now. And at Johannesburg, one will be hoping that India can put up a good show. Remember, Johannesburg is kind of a good venue for India. They lost only 1 test there. And also looking at it, they have not lost too many ODIs and T20Is there as well. So best chance for India to level the series. Now, everybody will be asking, what is the weather forecast in Johannesburg? Kepeara was impacted by rain, which reduced to 15 overs. Durban was totally washed out. And Johannesburg, it is expected to be cloudy. No rain is forecast today in particular for Johannesburg. But unfortunately, if you look at it for the remainder of the days, there is rain. So the ODI might be impacted in Johannesburg, not the T20I. And India will be hoping that they can come back and level the series because remember, this is the last T20I that they're playing this year. After that, in January, they're playing only 3 more T20Is. After that, it's the IPL, and then you are straight away heading into the World T20. Adequate preparation? We don't know. Can we read too much into bilateral series? We don't know because lose or win, whatever happens in an ICC event is totally different for India. So maybe it is not the current situation that we are looking at. So India versus South Africa, the third T20I is today at Johannesburg Wanderers. It's cloudy, rain is expected to stay away. Let's hope we get a full game. 8 o'clock is the toss, 8:30 p.m. IST is the start of the match. So that's the situation regarding the world of cricket. When you have to look at other sports, Manchester United are out of Europe. They are lost in the Champions League, and that's why they are not going to go into the next round. So Manchester United's woes continue yet again. And as I mentioned earlier, Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty, they have been nominated for the Khel Ratna. And today, if you look at it, India will take on Germany in the Junior Hockey World Cup semi-final. India put on a thrilling display against the Netherlands, and because of that, it is a big win that they have got. That will give them confidence heading into this. But remember, Germany have won the Hockey World Cup, Junior Hockey World Cup many times. And in the last couple of games, they have managed to beat India consistently. So India versus Germany in the semi-final of the Hockey World Cup, that is going to be a very big encounter for India's young stars. Let's see how they perform at this point. If they manage to get through to the final, they can potentially end a 7-year jinx heading into this World Cup. So let's see how that goes. At 3:30 p.m. IST, you want to see India take on Germany in the Junior Hockey World Cup semi-final that is at Kuala Lumpur. So let's pray that India manages to do well. Then if you have to look at the other sporting events that is there, you also have, I had mentioned about football. Today, the World Badminton Championships, the year-ending World Badminton Championships is going on. And for the first time in 13 years, no Indian is present. Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty had done a video earlier as to why they cannot make it, why they couldn't make it to the World Championships, because they may be ranked number 2. But in the World Tour Championships, they are ranked number 10. And they lost out on a few points because of early exits that happened in the Super 1000 event. And that's why it was a big blow. And for the first time since 2010, no Indian representative is there in the World Badminton Championships, the year ending. So big blow this is for India's badminton. Let's see how they can bounce back in 2024. So that is the current situation that we have in the world of sports today. It's India versus South Africa at Johannesburg at 8:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. is the Junior Hockey World Cup, India versus Germany at Kuala Lumpur. If India win that, it is a big, big day indeed for Indian hockey. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Rate. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Bye bye.